Hello guys, welcome to my video where I configure a new Porsche Macan EV. So, for those who don't know me, let me introduce myself. So my name is Peter, I'm from Belgium near Ghent, and I have a couple of passions. One of them is riding bikes, like this indoor kicker bike, but also my race bike outdoor, and the other is cars. So, currently I drive the Tesla Model 3 long range. I had this car for about 3.5 years now, and I think it's time for an upgrade. So I'm looking at, of course, maybe a new Tesla Model 3. They recently upgraded this model, and I think in the next coming hours or days they will introduce this Tesla Model 3 Ludicrous, which of course is faster than the long range and has upgraded suspension, 20-inch wheels, new sport seats, carbon inlays, everything that makes this car just a little bit better than my old Model 3 long range here. Another car that I'm looking at is the Polestar 4, which you can see here. It's a car that I will see in the flesh in a couple of weeks in Antwerp here in Belgium. So I think I'll have to see it in real life to get my head around it, because it's a back window-less car, so to speak. So I have to see if this is a car that can fit my needs. Price-wise, I think it will be between the Porsche Macan, which will be €100,000 car when you put some options on it, and the Tesla Model 3, which will be probably in the 65,000 range for the ludicrous version. If you look at the interior of the Polestar, it's all minimalistic, so certainly not something I will have to get used to, because it's basically like the Model 3. You only have a little screen here in front of you, and there's a lot of leg room in the back, and it's a hatchback, so not like the Model 3, which is of course still a sedan. So there should be more room to put my bike in here. So let's go to the Porsche configurator. Now I must say the Porsche Macan configurator and the other configurators are some of the best in the business. I do user interface design as a living, and I must say this one is really excellent. You can really see it. The rendering here is actually done on servers, and on NVIDIA Unreal 5 servers. So it's not done here on my computer itself, but it's almost real time, so it's absolutely a joy to work with. So what I'm gonna do here is try and make a sensible version of the Porsche Macan 4, so not the Turbo. Turbo is about €25,000 or more expensive to start with, so that will definitely be outside of my budget. I have taken the Eastern European configurator here because the prices are in euro, the text is in English, and I still have the 360 view. This was the only version of the configurator that had those three things. So let's start. First off, we have the color, of course, the color choice. So this white is actually, I think, a brilliant white. So it's pretty nice in the flesh. I saw a Porsche 911 with this color, so it's a pretty nice color. But I think this car deserves a little bit of an extra touch. I think the white works perfectly for the Polestar, but I don't think the Macan does it really justice. So let's switch to black. And this of course gives a totally different view to the car. The lines disappear a bit, and you get a more aggressive look. Also from the back, the light really stands out. And the black trim of the bottom here of the car, the diffuser, the side skirts here, and the front end, it all blends a bit together. I think it's a really nice look, but of course it's all black now. You have to be a fan of that, let's say. Now another color I also like is ice gray metallic. It's just your typical classic silver Porsche. It's great. It looks absolutely great. Some might think it's boring. I think it's just nice classic Porsche look. But the color I think I might go for is, ta-da, Aventurine Green. This is a new color for the Macan. It's been done on the Porsche 911 and other Porsches in the past. It's actually a really, really nice color. You have to see it in the flesh. I mean, it's between green, gray, and sort of brown color. It's really sparkly and really deep reflection in it. So it's a really nice color. If we switch our configurator, for instance, to night mode, you will see that the colors change a bit more to the brown here with the sun. And if we change, for instance, to another environment, and we change again to night mode, see, this time we get a little bit more of a grayish look. So it's not green, it's adventuring green it's called, but it's not like maybe this oak green that you have here, which is really a dark green, which is also a nice color, definitely, but maybe a bit too much out there for me. So let's go with the adventuring green. Let's try to go back to our other scene in the daytime. Great. Now, second option, wheels. The standard wheels, they are okay, but I think we can do better. I think these here, 2000 euro 21-inch wheels look much better on this car. It gives us a much more sporty look. And just so you know, the adventuring green is almost a 3000 euro option. So that's not cheap. With those wheels, we're already at 5,000 euros above our main price. So, but wheels and color, of course, make the car. So I'm not afraid to spend a little bit of money there. So those are the wheels I like. If you want, you can have colored wheels. Like for instance, this spider wheel here, it's 4,000 euros. And if you want it colored, it's another 4,000 euros. So you can go as crazy if you want. They look fantastic, but they're just too expensive for me. So the cheapest upgrade that I like are those 21-inch Macan design wheels painted in black. And black is gonna be a theme in my car too. So let's move on. So we're gonna leave the painted wheels, the wheel accessories. We're going to the interior now. Now this is a hard one for me because I really like the black interior. It's just nice. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It has fabric inlays here. The rest is, I think, fake leather. Maybe some real leather, I don't know. But it's just nice interior. If you then go with the leather package, these inserts here become leather. So not changes so much. I'm still doubting if I would go with this two-tone chalk, that beige color. I like it, but maybe it's a bit too light for me. Maybe I would go with the black interior. Of course, with the adventuring green, with this color, goes this color. The leather package in black night green. But I don't know if I really want a green interior all the time. I know it fits perfectly with the outside, but maybe I will just stick with the leather package in black. Okay, so you also have the club leather, great looking. You have to go with the other seats then if you want that. So let's confirm that selection to show you. Great looking, but I think it's more like for a Porsche 911 or maybe a convertible. I think it's a bit too brown for my choice. So let's stay with the black. Okay, so I did the comfort seat. Now, depending on my budget, if I have some budget left, I will definitely go for the sport seats. They look incredible, and you can have little inserts here that say Porsche if you want to, and that really sets off those seats. So let's take those for now, just to have the ideal configuration. Maybe when it's time to really order this car, I might go back and just take the standard seats with the 8-way electric settings that you can do. So that's more than enough. Now, some other things that you can do. You can have heated rear seats. So that's no problem if you have the leather. I think if you don't have those comfort seats or the sport seats, you cannot have this. Seat ventilation, I don't need it. I've never used it. If it would be standard, like it's standard on the Tesla Model 3 now, then it's definitely nice to have, but I will not pay for this. No massage functions also, or stuff like that. Now, you can also have the exterior changed a bit, like you can have an out of road design package. It makes it look a little bit meaner, yeah, maybe, yeah, with some side skirts that change, but it's not something that changes the car dramatically, so I would not spend my money there. What I would like is to have some side window trims in black. So this changes this part here, as you can see. So now this is in black. I think I will try to go back here to my other setting. Here we go. So these are glossy black. And also the side blades here. I would also want them in gloss black. So now they're matte black. If you click here, you go to gloss black. So that really, see like this, makes it look aggressive, but still stylish, if you know what I mean. And not too old school, because if you go to the silver trim, then you have to go with the silver here. It makes it look a bit more classic. So I'm gonna go with the black gloss trim. For 200 euros, I think it's an option that that is doable. So there are some other options. You can have Porsche logos on the floor and stuff like that. Tow bars, not really interested in that. Now, I do like the roof rails, and you can have them in black aluminum. So then they match the black of the side skirts, the window trim, and then you have your roof bars. Now it really looks like an maybe off-road SUV style vehicle. I think it really comes together with the black here at the bottom of the car, the black inserts in the wheels, maybe the black leather in the interior, and then the aventurine green color of the paint really makes it look nice. Panoramic roof, yeah, great option, but too expensive for me. And yeah, I just don't need it. Lettering and decal. I'm all about electric cars, so for €0 you can definitely put your electric badge. It goes here, the car. Yeah, sure, no problem with that. No other things. It's more than 200 euros to get this in black. No, this can be nicely there in silver. Now, powertrain and performance. So standard, there's just steel springs for suspension that you cannot adapt. You can make them adaptable with this 100,138 euros option, but I think most people will go for air suspension. This totally changes the characteristics of the car, makes it much smoother or firmer if you want it, and it's standard also on all American cars and on the turbo version. So Porsche definitely believes in it. They have a lot of experience in that system, and that air suspension system that you can lower and raise the car if needed, makes it firmer if needed, and make it as cushy as you want. So I want my car to be comfortable when I want it. I want it to be sporty when I want it. So it's a big expensive upgrade, but I think I need it. So chrono packages, sport sounds. Sorry, I'm not really into sounds, electric sounds. It's an electric car. It can be as silent as possible. Power steering plus. It's also that's something that I was advised by the Porsche dealer to take, because that makes the steering a bit more variable. So if you need to park, it will be really light, and if you're on the highway, it will be more stiff, and so it will be better for your steering. So let's click that on. Then rear axle steering. For the first time on a Porsche Macan, but not the first time on a Porsche, this makes those back wheels turn also. So if you're at slow speeds, they will go into the opposite direction of your front wheels. So you can make really small turning circles. And if you're on the highway and at high speeds, they will go into the same directions. So you can take those off ramps, off corners at high speed. And the turning radius that they do here is minus or plus 5 degrees, which is a lot. I mean, there are other Porsches that do rear axle steering and do like 2 or 3%. So then you don't have a big decrease of the turning circle. Here you do. And it changes it from, if I'm not mistaken, 11.6 meters to 10.6 meters, which is a small turning circle. I mean, I think the Tesla Model 3 has like a turning circle of around 11 meters. So it's less than a Tesla Model 3, which is a smaller vehicle. So it's definitely an upgrade I would like. It's not cheap, but it changes the characteristics of the car, the handling of the car. And I'm going to maybe buy a Porsche because I think the handling is superior. Then I also want the best handling car I can have, even if I don't have the money for a turbo. So light and vision, you can have your LED matrix headlights, stuff like that. Taillights, lettering in black matte. All not really necessary for me here in Belgium. So you can also have a rear wiper at the back. I'm not gonna do that. Here we go. Because I don't have it right now on my Model 3 and I don't really miss it. Those back windows are really small, so I don't know if it's really necessary to have that. Let's have a look. I'm stuck here. Okay, let's open the 360 view again. Okay. So here we are again. Yeah. So you can have the rear wiper if you want to. Also aesthetically, it just messes up the profile, this nice profile and this nice aero profile of this car. So no rear wiper for me. I do like this option. Thermally and noise insulated gas, including privacy glass. I mean, it makes the car look even meaner because this part here becomes dark and everything gets a little bit quieter inside the cabin. So that's definitely an advantage. It's again, for Porsche, expensive option, but I would have to drive the car without it. And if I think, okay, there's still some noise and the noise levels go down a lot with this installed, then I would definitely take this option. Otherwise, it will just be privacy glass for 463 euros because it makes this car look really mean with this black section here. I told you it's gonna be a blacked out car using some methods like here the side skirts and the trim and the glass and the wheels, but without it being a paint, black car and a car with black paint. Yeah. So in this part, interior can go nuts with all kinds of stitching colors and wood inlays and what have you. Not really for me. It's too expensive and it doesn't really change the car. Storage package, maybe if somebody does a lot of needs a storage options here, but I just put my bags in there, no problem. Seat belt also, for a lot of money you can have seat belts in other colors, stuff like that. What I do like is here, the Porsche logo on the front seats, illuminated. So when I switched to the sport seat, I said this was an option here. I mean, you cannot do the sport seats without that, I think. It just looks way cool. Look like that. And so somebody who steps into this car, there is no denying what type of car it is, what brand it is. It's not just an SUV, it's a Porsche. And you're not buying a Porsche to be low-key, I think. Although this car, it doesn't shout sports car, it's just a very nice looking SUV. And people who know Porsches will know immediately, okay, it's in the Porsche family. What is it exactly? It's a new Macan, okay. Steering wheel. So it's an electric car. I think you need a heated steering wheel. It just makes it more comfortable and maybe you can turn the heat a little bit down, which improves your range again. I have been doubting the multifunctional GT Sport steering wheel because the steering wheel in the Model 3 is pretty small and I like that. It's a very sporty feeling. But because there's an instrument cluster behind this, if you look at what happens. If I do this, the steering wheel, I have to make the selection. Let's move this over here, accept my changes. Here we go. Okay. It makes it a little bit smaller, this steering wheel, which is good, which is what I like. But it also makes that you can see less of those dials. So I think I prefer the bigger one. See? Here we go, and it's a little bit bigger and you see a little bit more of the dials. So I think in this setup, it's not useful to go for the GT Sport steering wheel unless I would try it and would say, okay, it actually works fine. But of course, it's another more expensive option. So interior design, those are keys, stuff like that. Roof lining for 1,300 euros. No, nothing that I would do. Maybe the pedals in stainless steel. Maybe you can do that. That's maybe a nice option. It's not that much, 118 euros, and it makes it a little bit more sporty. You can see here the pedals here are in stainless steel. Okay, this is something that you can do. And you can have illuminated door sills, stuff like that. Okay, let's skip all of that. And let's go to an interesting section for a nerd like me, technology. So, let's have the outside of the car again. So, we have adaptive cruise control. which I would take. It's just a sensible option, even if you don't use it for the resale value. If somebody does a lot of miles in this car, and they probably will, because it's a comfortable SUV, it's not a sports car that you maybe use 5,000 kilometers every year. No, you're gonna do your 10, 20, 30,000 kilometers a year in this. So adaptive cruise control makes sense. The surround view and active parking support, I can park my car myself. Certainly with the rear axle steering here, it should make it more easy. And then the inner drive, active lane keeping. I actually don't really like systems that force me in lanes and stuff like that to go beep every time I go 1 millimeter over a line. I have not heard people talk very, very positive about inner drive. So if I would test it, then I would really like it and maybe take it. But for now, I will leave it and just take adaptive cruise control. The augmented reality heads-up display is very interesting because it's augmented reality, so it's not just your speed and maybe a little an icon or two. No, it's really, it changes with the road. So I would have to test that because it's a very expensive option. I have not had it before in a car, and I don't want it to be too busy. And also, if you do your navigation on Waze, because there's Apple CarPlay in the car, maybe there's no augmented reality heads-up display available then. So then the use is also a little bit less, and you have to use it with the navigation of Porsche themselves. So that's something we have to investigate, I guess, and really try out to see if this option is worth it. Home link is for your garage, don't need it. Porsche entry would not take it because it makes it that the car is easier to steal. So this is when you just get in your car when your keys is in your pocket. You don't need to click the button. I do like this one, advanced climate control 4 zones. I want my passengers in the back to be as comfortable in this car as I am. And if somebody here in this seat wants hot air and this person in the back seat here wants cold air, I think they should be able to do that. I know all the air gets mixed in the whole system, but still, let's click this away. But still, if you have direct air on you, that it's colder or warmer than the average temperature in the cabin, then you have a better experience than if you just have to do it with the temperature that the main person here, the main driver sets. So for 400 euro, yeah, yes please. Okay, other things are not really necessary for me. Then infotainment, passenger display. This is an interesting one. Not many cars offer this, and it gives you a screen here that you cannot see as a driver, but yet you can see as a passenger here. And you can control everything that you can actually control on this main display here. I don't think I will take it because I don't think it will be used that often. People often just sit on their phones. You can watch videos here, but then the audio probably also goes through the speakers here so the driver has to listen to your video but can't see it. I don't think it's ideal. So I think I will leave that, but I have heard that the standard audio system is not that good. Coming from a Tesla Model 3, which has an excellent sound system, I will definitely upgrade to the Bose surround sound system, which unfortunately puts a subwoofer in my trunk of the Macan, which gets rid of some space there that you have, some underfloor space, but that's something I can live with. The Burmeister is very good, I've heard, but far too expensive. So let's go to our configuration, right? Let's go to the summary. Let's have a look here. Yeah, here we go, summary. So I made it to 111,000 euros, starting with a starting price of 90,000 euros. So whatever I do, I always end up adding 20,000 euros of options to this car. So let's see what I took. So I took the Aventurine Green. I could live with the black or the silver maybe, which would cut about 2,000 euros of this price. So, but this of course makes the car. The 20-inch wheels, I would never change that back. No, not going to the standard wheels for that. That's a 2,000 euro option I would definitely take. So the leather, extended leather, I have here the extended leather package. Let's change that maybe to the standard leather package. Okay, so I already decreased the price by 2,000 euros. Okay, so the sport seats, and this front and rear heated seats. So if I really wanted to go lower in price, I would probably remove the leather package and the 18-way electric adaptive sports seats, and then I would save about 3,000 euros. So here we have that black pack, if I would call it like that. The side blades also in black, roof rails in black. So this is, yeah, about 1,100 euros, but it definitely makes the car. Then Power Steering Plus. If indeed, and again, if I want to remove some of the price, I would ditch the rear axle steering. And I would also get rid of this insulated glass with the noise cancelling. So let's go over. So again, with the sport seats, you can have the logo only with the sport seats. Okay, the pedals in stainless steel makes it a little bit more nice, more sporty. Adaptive cruise control I would still keep, 4-way climate control, and the surround system. So I think I can maybe get it to 105 maybe in this version. Unfortunately in Belgium the prices have gone up already. So if you order now, you don't get the 2024 model, you get the 2025 model, which has a price increase of about 5 to 7%. So I think if I would do this one in the Belgian configurator, there would be 120,000 here instead of 109,000. So it's a big difference, unfortunately. So this was my look at the Macan configurator. This is the car that I built. So Aventuring Green with upgraded wheels, the black trim, sporty interior. Yeah. So I hope to see this car in real life in a couple of weeks. I'm at the beginning of April 2024 now. So yeah, I will maybe make an update then. And maybe I will also have a video on the Polestar 4 here when I see that in real life. So yeah, keep following me, and yeah, till the next time. Bye.